Once, in the heart of Europe, there stood a kingdom vast and proud, with rolling green meadows, deep forests, and mighty rivers. At its center rose a fortress of stone, tall towers crowned with banners that whipped in the wind, walls so thick they seemed to defy time itself. Within this castle lived a king, but not a just one. This king had once been a warrior of honor, but as his victories grew, so too did his arrogance. He built grand halls with ceilings painted in gold and filled them with treasures brought from conquered lands. Musicians played day and night to drown out the cries of his people. He feasted upon venison and roasted boar while peasants outside his walls searched for crumbs. In time, the king came to believe he was more than mortal. Standing on his balcony, looking down upon the villages, he would declare, "Behold, the rivers flow for me, the fields yield their grain for me, and even the stars shine only to mirror the brilliance of my crown." His courtiers clapped and bowed, though in their hearts they trembled, for they knew such pride invited disaster. One winter's night, an old monk was brought before the throne. His robe was torn, his beard white as snow, yet his eyes burned with truth. He lifted a trembling finger and spoke, "O king, remember this. Kingdoms rise and kingdoms fall. All power is granted by heaven, and heaven may take it away. Humble yourself, or face the wrath that comes to all who mock the Lord of the skies." The king laughed, his voice echoing through the hall. "The Lord of the skies?" he mocked. "I am the Lord of this earth. If heaven would strike me, let it do so now." The courtiers gasped, the monk wept, and the king, proud as ever, returned to his feasting. Spring returned, but with it came strange omens. Flocks of birds flew restlessly across the sky, circling the castle but never landing. Wolves prowled near the villages in daylight. The rivers swelled with relentless rains, as though the heavens themselves wept. On the eve of midsummer, when the king held a great feast in his hall, the sky turned black. Banners whipped in a sudden wind, and thunder growled across the mountains. At first, the guests thought it merely a storm, but soon the walls themselves began to tremble. The king rose from his throne, clutching his goblet. "What madness is this? Who dares disturb my feast?" A deafening crack split the sky. Lightning struck the highest tower, shattering stone. The air filled with smoke and the screams of servants. The king's knights ran to their horses. His courtiers fled through the gates. But the king would not abandon his treasures. He rushed to the vaults below the hall, his hands clawing at jewels and crowns, as though gold could shield him from heaven's fury. But the ground itself betrayed him. Stones shifted beneath his feet, and a fissure tore through the courtyard.